And we're recording. Welcome back. What a time to honestly be alive. And I mean that sincerely. I'm very glad and I hope you are doing well today. But March 30th was just an amazing day for VR news. And I'll touch base on some of the major stories over the next few days. But there's really a big question right now that I just want to tackle. And this video, admittedly, from me to you, is copium and hopium. But there's a big question that I need help on and sincerely want your feedback on. And that is the PSVR2. There is a single question that keeps getting brought up, is will it connect to a PC? And I think that's a really enormously important question and very value-added question because like I said in the past video, since the Oculus Quest 2 announcement, I have never felt more optimistic about VR than when Sony announced officially and revealed officially the PSVR2 specs. It is single-handedly reinvigorating my love for VR because it's moving us forward. And I feel like while the Quest 2 has done that in many ways, it's very stagnant right now. And moving forward is just humbling, it's amazing, and I'm truly happy and want to share this with you. But a lot of people want to know if the PSVR2 will be able to connect to a PC. It is the number one question I ask. People are speculating nonstop about it, and there's three parts to this video. There's the easy answer for why that's likely not ever going to officially happen. There's the longer answer of all the anecdotal reasons why people believe that it's going to happen, and I do want to touch base on those. And then there's the real technical problem why it probably will actually happen, but not how you think. So let's touch base on that. Now, the one thing that you may have noticed always is that in the Steam VR hardware surveys, there's always the other category. And in that other category, there actually are Sony PSVR 1s in there. And you may be asking how that's possible. Well, when there's a will, there's a way, and there's software out there that allows you to use the PSVR 1 without the PlayStation, basically. It's letting you use it with just a PC. But the simple reason why we likely will never see official support, Sony's not going to gate us out of it. Sony actually allowed the PSVR 1 to be connected to a PC or people try it. But in reality, it's similar to how the Quest is so cheap because Meta can subsidize the price of it with ads. Your info is subsidizing the cost. Basically, you are the product. Well, Sony's going to be subsidizing the cost of their VR headset, but not with our info. They're going to be doing it with the price of the PS5. So the price of the PS5 and how that's still backordered and still hard to get directly subsidizes the price and why they hopefully, this is all speculative, hopefully can keep the cost down for the PSVR 2 because you need to buy the hardware. Now, if people were willing to pay $700 or $800 maybe for just the headsets, maybe that changes, but in my mind, it will never be officially supported to connect to the PC because the price just will not allow it, right? They need to sell PS5s. They need to make up the price that they're losing on the headset. Tobii eye tracking, it's not cheap, guys. So that's the easy answer. But I do want to go over also the reasons why people are defending and saying that, yes, PC support is easy. I think the first point that a lot of people talk about is the hardware. The PSVR 2 is connected via a single USB-C, a single high-quality USB-C cable. That is light years easier just to plug right into the USB-C port on your PC. In addition, I brought up the controllers previously for a reason. The controllers, the original PSVR 1 controllers, well, they're dog shit. Like, can we just be honest? They're bad now in 2022, and they kind of were bad when they launched, whenever that was back in the day. And being able to find support for those games, even if you were able to get them on a PC, wasn't possible. But with the hardware of the PSVR 2 having a more standardized controller, well, making games work just by plugging into a PC and using the PC controls on Steam VR, it's a little more plausible now that you could remap the buttons to an actual PSVR 2 controller. It just kind of makes more sense right now. Of course, you also see Sony's new commitment. It is not super new, but it's definitely accelerating in newness where they are now open to their most popular titles that were originally exclusive titles that are now opening up to PC users. So it is clear that Sony is opening up their ecosystem. They're playing the long game where really they've got their fingers in every single thing. And, their exclusive titles, their exclusivity that they used to have. I mean, they used to just grip around the neck with their exclusive titles, and they're relinquishing those rights. They're allowing things to be a little more open. I think they're understanding how things are working these days and what people want, and Sony is moving forward in the right direction. So, could they open it up because they're doing that with their games? That is an also point that people are making that I think is valid. Additionally, this is extreme anecdotal, but I do have people that I trust. I trust the person who is talking to me. I don't know their sources. I don't know anything about them, but I trust them. And it is very clear that VR devs are entirely excited to work on PSVR2 games. They're entirely excited, while the money is still with the Oculus platform. But they're super excited to be making games for the PSVR2. What they're super angry about, and specifically people who are working over on Steam VR and the Steam Store and Valve, is anecdotally they're super unhappy with the Quest dominance on the Steam hardware survey. So basically, I think it's 3/4 almost now of every single headset connected to Steam is an Oculus product, and Valve employees who are working closely with Sony, they always have, they're not happy about it. Now that's anecdotal, I'll say that a billion times, but they're not happy about it, and anything they can do to change that dynamic, I think they're open to trying. That is another plausible support for PSVR2 getting connected to a PC. And then, of course, the big elephant in the room is PS5s. You just can't get them anywhere. So if Sony is subsidizing the cost of the headsets with hopeful console sales, well, that doesn't really make much sense if you can't buy a PS5, does it? These are all anecdotal, stupid little blurbs. When you put them all together and you kind of read under like the fine print, I'm optimistic that it could connect to a PC. So we've kind of touched base on kind of connecting to a PC, and we've touched base on no, official support is never coming from them, right? So that leaves us with the camp of, well, what's the middle ground? The middle ground is always when there is a will, there is a way. And I can pretty much guarantee you from pretty much guarantee you early on, someone is going to find a way to get PSVR2 support for PC titles, right? For Steam VR. Now, what's going to happen when that happens? One of three things. There's a lot of compatibility issues. Will the haptics work when you connect it to a PC? Probably not. They are pretty much the first thing that it's proprietary technology. It is likely that all of the haptic technology is going to break immediately. Then you look at the eye tracking and the foveated rendering. Well, there's really simple plugins for that, and they're very good plugins, and it is likely all that will still work even if you could get it connected to a PC. But then the third and biggest thing is what happens with the inside-out tracking. That, again, is proprietary technology, and it's going to come down to, can they figure out the plugins or what's working there? It's obviously getting processed on the PS5, but can someone take that technology that's processing it, figuring out, package it, and put it on a PC? If they can do that, maybe. But in reality, haptics will be botched and tracking will be botched. So those are the two biggest hurdles. But overall, I can pretty much guarantee you that someone's going to have unofficial support. Where it leads down the road, I don't know. But that's really kind of the whole PC PSVR2 debate in a nutshell. It will never officially happen. It will likely unofficially happen. And what will be supported on the unofficial, that's TBD. But those are just my takes on the subject. A lot of you might be asking, well, what was the point of this video, right? And the point of the video is PSVR2 technology is so stunning that it, to me, is better than any PCVR headset out there right now. And I don't think there's a lot of PCVR headsets coming out there. And if that's true, where there's no really mainstream PCVR headsets outside, I'm not even going to say HTC because they're not, besides Valve Index, whatever Valve decides to do, and whatever Pimax brings, and I still don't like Pimax as a consumer VR headset. They have ruined my trust too many times for me to warrant them, where it just looks like Valve's the only possible one in the future. This PSVR2 really is that amazing. It's reinvigorated my love for VR, and I hope to see it on PC in some way or another, but that's this video, and I'll see you next time, Space Cowboys. Peace.